Okay, so had no clue that my friend was goes to a Mormon church, and she invited me to church this morning, and and I wanted, and she didn't invite me to church. She just told me she was going to church, and she's such a funny, amazing person. Like, I got here and I had to go find her in her bedroom, which is like the furthest possible path along this huge house that she's in now. And I like get to her bedroom and I hear her laughing with someone and talking, and she's like in her walk-in closet, and she's like smoking up, and or no, I think maybe she's had some gummies or something. I don't know, but it smelled. No, I think they had to be smoking because it smelled. I smelled it, and I think she did gummies and she was smoking, and oh my gosh, she had been drinking too. So if you can just imagine how someone could be if they had all that going on. But oh my gosh, she was just wild last night and crazy, and putting like we've experienced Halloweens together, and so she had like Halloween hats in her closet, so we've like put Halloween hats on, and it was just crazy. But I just never expected her to come downstairs the next morning with a dress on, ready to go to church, but like that's what I love about her. She's so rad, she's so cool. And so anyway, yeah, she didn't invite me to go or anything, but I was like, can I go? Because I don't know, I'm always open to going to new churches and just trying new things out and just having an experience. Pretty sure I might have mentioned that already. And yeah, but yeah, it was a Mormon church, so it was interesting to have that different experience today. It was interesting to have that experience. We walked in and they were offering like bread and water is what they do, and then to represent the body of Christ and the blood of Christ, I'm assuming. And so I grew up in a Catholic church, so it's sort of similar. And I guess they have different people speak, and they had a husband and a wife speak, and it was interesting. Like during the speaking, like many kids were just getting up and walking around, and like they would go out of the room and they come back in, and there was like so much activity, and I felt like there was so much patience for the kids. I looked around, and there was just kids everywhere, and babies, and lots of kids and babies. And I think, do Mormons have like a lot, like maybe traditionally might have a lot of kids? I don't really know. I think maybe they don't, maybe believe in birth control, but I don't really know. I honestly don't really know. I've never studied it before. But yeah, like a lot of the churches that I'll go to, they're more like, Unitarian Universalist church or something. You like Universalist churches and stuff, but or I don't know, just other just like whatever, not like what I went to today, not a Christian church, I guess, unless I'm just like going with my mom or something. But yeah, my mom is a choral director for the church. She does the music for two Catholic churches, but this was just different. Like the churches that I go to, they don't really have a lot of kids, and so it was kind of difficult to go to the churches that I went to and like, bring my kids and for them to feel like there were other kids, there. But there was like, this was San Diego though, so there's going to be like more people in general. So I guess there's that. It's just like there weren't a lot of people there, but there were a decent amount of kids. And I don't even know why I'm really saying all this right now, but I guess what I'm getting at is that it was nice to be in a place where the kids were really like welcomed, and there was a lot of tolerance and patience and love. And my friend told me that these people are just like so loving and so kind, and that she's like, she found God, and she's like, you found God, like she knew that I was pretty like spiritual, and that like my spirituality was a big part of my life then, and when I lived here, and so she went through a lot. She went through a divorce, and she went through a lot herself, and this church has really helped her, I guess. And like she's not allowed to like drink coffee and do a bunch of other things that she does, but she's like honest with me. She's like, I was like, I'm gonna have a drink if I go to a tailgate. Like I'm gonna have a drink. Like they're not allowed to drink. There's like, I guess rules or something. But she was like laughing. She's like, yeah. I was like, well, I don't drink coffee. And she's like laughing, she's like mentioning these things about me, because like I could be a Mormon. But I don't know. Yeah, so it was good to go have that experience. It was really short, and one of the things that the woman was talking about was just how infinite like God is. And of course they were talking about God because that's what they're talking about in this church. But I mean, you could take that and you could really edit it or use it in any way, but it's very valuable. But like how she had this one class, it was like an astronomy class, and how the whoever the teacher was they like zoomed, they started with their town and then they zoomed out to maybe it was like the city, and then they zoomed out to see the suburbs, and then they zoomed out to see the state, and and then they just kept zooming out and until like they had like groups of galaxies, and I guess what she was getting at was just like comparing our ability to I guess on some level understand that we can't understand the vastness of this universe, and compare that to God's love. And I did really, really like that she actually did talk about, and she didn't talk about it very long, but she talked about acceptance, and and I really, really like to hear this, because my experience in Christian churches is like maybe more isolation, away from people, to people who are like you, and people who are following the rules, and people who are doing, following the Bible, and really just like human interpretation of the Bible, but really like the Bible isn't the Bible, and also the Bible was spoken to people, and people are spoken to even now, right now. People are being spoken to by Spirit, that's what the Bible is full of a lot of words that were given to people, sort of like how, I mean, it's currently still happening. It's not like it stopped happening. It's just that these were recorded and also majorly edited. I took a religion class in college with my brother. That was like the one class I took with him. It was early though. It was early in the morning. Oh, I had a low battery thing coming. I thought I was going to shut it off, but it didn't. So yeah, anyway, what am I getting at? The point is, this woman actually talked about acceptance, love, and that basically that God is love, and that's how her young 7-year-old daughter described their church, or what they believe is love. And I've said for a long time that, like, if I had to say that I have a religion, it would be love. I'm not going to identify with a religion. I'm just not. I can't see myself ever wanting to do that at this point. I just can't. I can appreciate a lot about a lot of different religions, and I feel like they have so much in common. Ultimately, if you really, really, really look at the heart of all of it, there's so much in common with all of them. But I'm not going to I don't need to identify with one. Like even Buddhism, it's like there's a lot of good in it, but it's like, honestly, it's hard for me to believe that anyone could, like, I feel like you can have a church full of pews, full of people, and every single person in each different pew, every different individual person has their own religion. Like, they have their own religion. None of us can believe exactly the same thing. So whether or not you realize it or not, I mean, this is just what I think. This is just what I think and what I feel, and everyone has a right to their own opinion and their own belief. It's not a belief. It's just my thoughts on it. Okay, and I'm not saying for certain. I'm not going to say anything for certain. Honestly, it's really hard. Well, I'm not going to say I'm not going to say anything for certain. There's a couple of things that are certain for me, and they have to do with like the people that I love probably, but I don't really like to say anything is certain, because I like to leave the window open for difference, for being wrong, I guess, or just, like things being different than I think they are. I don't know. Like I'm just not like that. I'm not like how can I know for certain really anything, I guess. Maybe there's a couple things that I can say that I know for myself, but anyway, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, but like people having their own religion, people might feel similarly, but I'm really kind of going off on this actually, and I'm gonna wrap it up here, but like people might feel very similarly, but really every single person has a different, ultimately, I think, on some level, I'm wondering, let me put it this way, I'm wondering if everyone has their own actual religion. You might agree with a lot of things, but like there's some things that are just going to be different. Some things intricate, is just because we're all so unique as souls. You might not even believe that we have a soul. I honor that too. Like not everybody's going to believe that. So it's just like, I'm just sharing what I feel here and what I'm thinking and just some thoughts I'm having. But either way, today, because I was fasting, I definitely was like thinking about all these things more and just like really pondering them more and witnessing my thoughts more, the talking in my head more, and being okay with it. Like not like being upset about it, but just being like, that's funny. I'm just hearing this stuff going on in my head. And Spirit does talk to me in my head too. That's a different voice. And it's just like a little more clear and not blabby, But I'm talking about like witnessing my own yammering or whatever while I was washing dishes today. And it was just interesting, and I'm like, I don't think I would be hearing my own yammering. I don't even use that word, but it's kind of like what it was. I don't even really pay that much attention to it, really. Now, I am in a meditative state quite a lot, I think, and I really don't have thoughts a whole lot, but I was really aware of it today. I was just like, wow, this is happening. And I really can hear it a lot. And I really don't think that I would be paying any attention to it if I weren't fasting. So that is something to think about. I don't even know. These are really interesting. I don't even know where this went, but it went somewhere. And all I can say is that it was really good to hear someone stand up in front of people and say that and talk about accepting and loving people who are not like you, basically. People who are different. Everyone. Anyone. I think that the quote she said was, the sun, basically, I don't remember exactly what it was, and you might recognize this. I don't know, like I might jack this up right now, but the sun rises and sets for everyone. But maybe the sun sets for everyone. Like the sun sets on the good and the bad, and that's like judging things as bad. And I don't like because someone smokes pot, whatever, that's not bad. Why is that bad? Because someone swears, why is that bad? Like, I'm not going to judge that as bad, but like I'm saying, they're saying that, they're saying that's bad, but I'm not saying that. But I liked hearing that. I liked seeing that. And also the husband referenced this one thing. Oh shoot, I'm like at the end of this again. Dang it, this is a 3 video. Oh my God. Basically, I have to do another one. Dang it. Okay, I'm gonna do another one.